Happy digging, allotment based capers. Again, I'm too hot to mess around. It's very hot, hasn't rained for weeks, no sign of rain for some considerable time due to the forward-looking weather forecast. So fortunately, the amount of sweat I'm expelling is enough to water most of my tender crops. Let's see what else I do today. Okie dokie, folkies. These are my first earlies that have been on this little stretch of path for, I don't know, well over a month, maybe even 2 months now. It is June the 11th after all. Not that you can see it particularly well. In fact, I can't see it at all. I can't really see that they have flowered. Got this one here looking rather yellow, but I think the sort of cultivation period for first earlies is 12 to 16 weeks, so yeah, we are approaching that at breakneck speed. I mean, when the time comes for me to actually turf them out and see what I've cultivated, this guy here will be the first one, as he's getting rather yellowed. And I've had an epiphany, and I do recall that these were Pentland Javelin. Not that I usually make or pay much attention to labels or varieties or even species when it comes to my potting techniques. Happy digging. Hello. Whilst on the subject of my first earlies, probably prudent for a brief update on my main crop. Main crop have flowered. Maybe you can capture in that far bottom corner there from the camera angle. I've got some nice lilac purple flowers, and I can see lots of other flower pods pretty much on every one of these plants. The white skin variety, I wasn't paying attention to what they were, I don't know. They went in the ground on April the 1st. All of these, apart from this one plant here, are a white skin variety. That was a red skinned one that I found whilst digging up the onion bed. Yeah, cultivation period for main crop is 20 to 24 weeks, so April, May, June, July, August, September, so yeah, approaching October will probably when I turf this bed up and see what tasty treats lie inside.
Hey guys, no water in here.
Hello! Rummaging around the undergrowth, David Bellamy style. Okay, here's all my garlic. Been a little bit worried about this because it's been really hot and I thought it might have bolted due to the heat. This rogue creature here, not sure that you can quite see it because I got a pretty close camera angle. That was a random leek plant. which was actually an overwintered one from last year. That actually bolted last week, and I've snipped off its seed pod. Keeping a close eye on the rest of the stuff. I'm not sure what particular variety it is, because half of it was garlic cloves that I harvested from the year before, and I didn't know what they were when I planted those anyhow. And then the rest of this garlic is actually just supermarket bulbs that I've planted direct into this bed come late October, early November 2022. What I have been doing though, this is a raised bed, it's really well mulched with leaf mould, I think I've put on this. I have been giving it a good soak. I will give it another soak because I don't want it just to bolt all of a sudden. And what I'm looking at, some of the bigger plants, I can see the outer leaves are starting to yellow and die back, and I think the rule of thumb is, please correct me if I'm wrong, it's when you've got about half of the leaves have yellowed, I believe that's the case, then you're about harvest ready. We shall see, and I'm not sure if you can hear that, but a long overdue storm is blowing its way in as we speak. Hopefully release some much needed water upon my scorched and arid lands. Happy digging. Hi, this delectable looking concoction is apparently, hopefully, a solution to the problem you will see in the next image. In here we have 2 litres of last night's soapy, used washing up water from my very own kitchen sink. Okay, so I've got black fly, aphid, whatever it is, on me broad beans. Strategy is, I'll get me squirty bottle in a minute, fill this up and give those pesky little blighters a good squirting. I think the idea is this is relatively, I mean, it's a detergent, so it's a surfactant, so hopefully this is a minimal impact way from an ecological and environmental perspective of addressing those pests to that particular plant. Didn't have any problems with my broad beans last year, pest-wise, and the biggest plant I'll show in a second is crawling in them. Happy digging. Come here, you pesky little blighters. Hoping that this will work. Maybe something to consider whilst adopting this method is, obviously, dirty washing up liquid is free, which I like, but on hindsight I think I maybe should have filtered it before I put it in here, because obviously it's a squirty bottle and it does have a very fine nozzle, and I think all the particulates from the washing up or liquid are clogging me jets. Happy digging. Oh look, I got through the whole squirty bottle and definitely didn't get tired of squirting it like this, and I wouldn't have dreamt of unbottling the top, shaking it up and chucking it all over my beans. No, no, no. can really hear that thunder rolling in. Right on cue. This is the building side part of the plot. A long, abandoned and very crummily designed polytunnel. Sort that big pile of wood. Going to build a nice 3-stage composting station, and then a large Hugel culture and spile inspired strawberry bed. Had a great video by a chap called Mossy Bottom, and how he grows his strawberries. Really cool idea. It kind of like uses a storage heating type method with large rocks. Hugel culture, marvellous. Going to give that a whirl. If I spin the camera over in a minute, you'll see what used to be my composting station. Regardez. It's very rustic. Thus concludes another gripping episode of Happy Digging, allotment-based capers. I'm going home before we have a summer storm and I get wetter than I already am due to all the sweating. Thanks for sticking around. Catch you on the flip-flop. Remember to like, comment and subscribe. Happy digging.